Okay. Morning. Fiorella, do you know the 5 Tibetan rites? Are you familiar with the 5 Tibetan rites? Fiorella? See or no? I'm so excited to be teaching this today. Let me see, we just had a few more doorbells. Let's see who's here. Oh, okay, so I've got a book and a phone and a laptop and a screen, a pad, and music and earbuds. Do you know how much work that is? I just want to move. So I know that there's a bunch of you starting to sign on now. Welcome. Thank you for coming. For today's class, I won't be diving in and giving individual training, okay, because I'm managing a lot of technology. And so today I'm here to teach you. And I'm here to teach you something that's based in 5 simple movements. 5. It's an ancient ritual that's over 2,500 years old. And there's been books. This was actually the very first book written about it. You can't see. Oh, and then I've got lighting. It's called The Eye of Revelation. Okay, and I've had this guy for like 30 years, 25 maybe. So there have been many, many books written on the 5 Tibetan rites and the benefits that it provides physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. So this is kind of a nice groovy workout because it's 5 exercises times 2. As a fitness professional, been in the fitness industry for 30 years. And when I was first introduced to the series, I was like, well, it's missing a few things. And I added some modifications. And we adjusted and moved into something that I called the 7 steps to willpower. So I'm adapting that now because my new brand is cardio yoga, because I realized that the philosophy that I was teaching all along that I thought was mine, willpower philosophy, was actually yoga. So it was channeled through me in the most beautiful way, and I'm so happy to still have that gift. So now we're making willpower more accessible to people because people understand cardio, people understand yoga-ish, okay? Well, this is a yogic principle. And I was introduced to the 5 Tibetan rites in 1991, shortly after 9/11, when I was working for Equinox Fitness Clubs. And Lavinia Errico, who was one of the owners of the company at the time, a big Italian family, right, with lots of passion. Well, Lavinia, who is way ahead of her time, always, came in and said, well, everyone needs to be doing yoga right now. And in 1991, yoga was not so mainstream. I mean, there were people like Molly Fox, who was a visionary, who was teaching yoga at Equinox because they were progressive. But, you know, that was a small group of people. Everybody else was learning about fitness, wanted to get their fitness on, you know, no pain, no gain, baby. And that's what we were doing. But Lavinia came in and said, no, everybody needs to do yoga every day. And what she brought in was the 5 Tibetan rites, which is based in 5 exercises. We could all stop in our day and have 5 exercises, right? Or practice 5 exercises. I made it 7.5, kind of. But anyway, it's absolutely relevant. And one of the reasons that it was so relevant then is we were post-tragedy. And right now we're in crisis. So back then we had elevated cortisol, people were in fear mode, you know, it was intense and everybody needed to slow. And just be in a space with themselves. That's really hard to do in New York City when you're surrounded by people, right? It's really hard to do now when you're surrounded by people who are causing you stress, maybe causing you stress, or maybe you're not surrounded by anyone except Foxy Girl. So in any event, I'm here to share 7.5 exercises with you today, and I think I'm going to start doing this every Sunday. We'll see. But it's certainly a workshop. We're going to take the next, say, 30 minutes or so breaking down the exercises. So you can manage a version of the exercise that works really well for you. Now, we have very few people on the call at this moment, but we've kind of got 55 people who want to learn this sequence sometime today. And I'm thinking about you all in my mind and know about your knees and your back and your boobs in the way and your belly in the way, and that's uncomfortable. So aren't you glad you're not actually physically here? But I'm going to talk you through a lot of different options. So please find yours within that space, and then we'll take all 7 exercises and we'll put them together and we'll practice them, and you'll see how 15 minutes can be like, wow, right? A nice slow down and a nice catch up. So we can use the 5 Tibetan Rites or the 7 steps throughout any point during your day. So if you're an athlete, this is an awesome warm-up. 15-minute warm-up. If you do the advanced level, it will be as long as 15 minutes. But man, it'll get you going. And once you really learn how to do the physical exercises, you gotta believe I'm gonna get you into your feet, right? But one step at a time. So who else is it good for? It's a nice kind of groovy, stretch it all out, cool down, because you could slow it down and stretch it out and really enjoy it. Deconditioned people who are not using their bodies right now, we're going to find options for you. Okay. This sequence, the 5 Tibetan Rites, is called the Eye of Revelation. It is also called the Fountain of Youth. And that's actually that name that brought it into the mainstream. It's like, who doesn't want to find the Fountain of Youth? And there was an English army colonel who went in search of the Fountain of Youth in the Himalayan mountains, right? And he found it. He found the Fountain of Youth, and it's here. It's here within the movement, because the flow, the fountain of your youth is really within you, and that's energetic. And this series is meant to balance your energetic centers, your chakras. And we have so much to talk about, but we can't do it in an hour, right? It's not really interesting. So the next week I give my introduction, guys, because I know a bunch of you've all done the foot fitness, fix your feet sequence, right? Or soul intention. So as I'm giving your introduction, you should be sitting on the floor and rubbing your feet, okay? And doing your soul training and getting yourself connected from the ground up. That's what you should be doing while I'm talking. How does that sound? One of these days, I will do all of those things and manage my technology, and we'll all be proud of each other. But for now, I'll just keep talking. So the energetic centers. If your energetic centers are balanced, you're going to feel young and be young, and you're going to exude this through your eyes, right? So I know there are quite a few people from New York on the call this morning. Do you know who has eyes like that? Calvin Wiley. His eyes, I mean, you look at this man, he had 2 hip replacements. He's walking around. He's not walking around. He's dancing, right? He's dancing like a child. And that's what comes out of his eyes. So his chakras are quite aligned, and they might go in and out sometimes, like we all do. But what we want to get back is that vibrance from inside of you. And it's within these 5 specific exercises, plus 2, that you can access them. If you don't like the extra 2, don't do them, okay? That's from a physical perspective, and I'll tell you why we're doing them. So I bet you're ready, huh? That was like 10 minutes of all of this. I hope you had fun. We've got so many things to talk about. So hopefully you are down on the floor right now. And what I would suggest always for the sequence when we meet up on Sunday, always have some water, always have a pet if you have one handy, and some kind of bolster that might make you more comfortable as I talk through the exercises. So you might get to some points where, hold on. Where's my on button? Okay, we'll do this later with the playlist. So, oh gosh, I wish I had done my feet first, but I know that yours are pretty much done. Let's do one good stretch together. It's called a foot fold. Curl your toes under a lot and sink your hips back. So 5 exercises plus 2.5, okay? 7 exercises in total. And this is the sequence that we're going to move through. Stability, mobility, flexion, extension, rotation. Wow. Flexion, extension, rotation. Fire, water. How do you like that? Stability, mobility, flexion, extension, rotation. Fire, water. And then you could just go about your day, okay? Stability is first. You know what that is? It's plank. It's the plank pose. Okay, so next week, what we'll do together as a group is establish our baseline, because you'll move anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes. That will be the most advanced version of your plank. Still stretching your feet. You'll use those feet as we step into plank. Okay, so let's come to a tabletop. I know I should be in some other color other than black, but that's all I wear. So your tabletop posture, perfect alignment so that you could place 6 champagne glasses. That's the tabletop you want. Now the Yoga Sutras only say, about posture, is that the posture will be strong and comfortable. Strong and comfortable, okay? So come back up, flip your toes, and sit tall. Strong is 2 things, alignment and engagement. So in each posture, I'll give you your alignments. That means you have to line up your bones and your joints will follow, and you know, the rest will follow. Line up your bones and then engage in the proper places, okay? So strong, let's make this strong. Tilt your tailbone under just a little bit. And then the pretty curve that you've got, you wanna flatten that out. Just for a few moments. So you'll tilt under and then your engagement is through your core. Now flatten out through the back of your neck. And continue to breathe. Now the breathing is what makes things comfortable. Okay, so strong through alignment, strong through engagement, and then see how that is? So you're just sitting tall right now, and it's pretty strong work. But now you understand the alignment. And in this place, we'll be talking about breath. So, by the way, tops of your toes, I know I told you only one, but I'm still talking. So roll back, lift your knees, exhale. That's a good one. Stretching out the tops of your feet. We have so many things to talk about when it comes to the feet. Jeff, your feet are going, there's 2 Jeffs. But UK Jeff. Manchester? Is it Manchester, Jeff? But your feet, once you start doing this footwork in your Vivos, you're going to be on fire. Your trails this summer, man, I'm telling you. So come back to your tabletop. Okay? Now place your hands underneath your shoulders. We're really taking our time. We're just hanging out. Spread your fingers out as wide as you can. Curl your toes under a lot and make your perfect tabletop back. Okay, ready? Exhale, engage your core, and then lift your knees up off the ground. Okay, so hold this posture. This is a half plank. Okay, I'm going to show you all the opportunities within plank. When I give you the full 15 minutes, you'll be able to choose your time up to 3 minutes and your position. Now this is very, very gentle. I mean, this is our extreme basic option if you're just coming to exercises. And this doesn't mean it's not uncomfortable. It might be uncomfortable. Let's step back to high plank. So this is option number 2. You should maintain your foot fold. Okay? Now, if you're here in a long plank position, engage your thighs, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through the crown of your head and through your tailbone. So you create that long straight line again. Right? And you've got the option during plank to lower down to your knees. That's not what I did, to lower down to your knees. And that would be a rest. So from this point on, you could rest whenever you want, okay? So another option, but you should try out all the options because it's workout time, right? So another option for you would be to lower down one elbow at a time. Okay, woo, I'm a little stiff this morning. Now, ideal situation is that you don't move your hips as you float through your arms. So arm elevators, you take your time. Up, up, and then lower down, down. Next time you come up, switch your lead arm, okay? And down, down. Okay, bend your knees. Lean back to child's pose and stretch. So just think about that for a minute. You practice with a half plank, that was bent knees, and you practice full plank on your hands. You lower down without a sound, you rested on one elbow. And then you push yourself up, and then you have the opportunity to switch. It's a lot of information, but you kind of get it, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3, plank. Find your best plank right now. Okay, hold this position. Draw in through your abs, squeeze your thighs, bring your eyes right below your hands. Now look up about 3 feet in front of you, just about 3 feet, and your eyes are gazing forward, and they're easy. And just gaze beyond the floor and close your eyes. And please take a deep breath in. Exhale and make the exercise easy through your long extended exhales. Deep breath in and exhale. All right, and bend your knees. Come on up. Roll your shoulders back. How do you feel? That's exercise number 1, stability. As long as 3 minutes. Okay, and when we practice together, you'll practice on and off for as long as you can today. Next week, baseline plank, I'll time you, okay? Or you'll have a stopwatch and time yourself and even be more accurate. Okay, so that was the first exercise. You come out of plank and you're like, and you have a seat and you sit up tall and you close your eyes and take a deep breath in and move your air up your flat spine. And then exhale and move your air down. Okay, now stay with this, okay? Stay with your breath. I want you to imagine that your spinal column is like a straw. It's an energy channel for your air to move up and down. Can you feel that? Close your eyes and feel it. Feel it moving up. It's a wind current that pops open the top of your head. Exhale, move it down, down, down. Now it will move down your spine, down your entire channel, and it'll roll off your tailbone like water. Okay, keep going, breathe with yourself. So take in some goodness. Okay, let's just take in oxygen. Keep it simple right now. And then exhale your byproducts. In between each of our exercises, we'll stop and take some deep breaths. We'll also take some time for an affirmation. So maybe you have a mantra that you're working with today. Anything that you work with. I am strong, I am confident, I am loved, I want, I need, my potential is abundant, I am focused, I am grounded. Any mantra that you're working with, and we'll start to fine tune that over the next few weeks, okay? I'll help you with that. Okay, first exercise done. You're breathing, you understand up and down. You'll repeat your mantra. We're on our way, right? Come on up. So this is the first traditional 5 Tibetan rite. This is in our 7 steps, this is our 2nd step. Okay, you'll bring your feet to the center. If you have a mat, if you're working on a mat, it's a nice tool because as you start to get a little dizzy, you might feel your feet step off the mat. And that's feedback, right? It's not really profound feedback, but it's feedback. So if you leave your mat, get back on it, okay? Just a side note. Okay, so this exercise is meant to spin and balance your chakras, your energy centers. You'll start with your feet together, close together, and you'll reach out long. That's called ascending energy, when your energy comes out of you. We think ascending up, but when it comes to your physical body, ascending energy means you're sending it out in all directions. Why do you feel like that? Like there's a bubble around you, and this is your space. Because, let's do this a few times. It just feels good. So get a little stretch on one side and in the other side. It's not part of the rites, but it's nice to kind of move into them, right? Now you're taking up space. Okay, so we'll begin to turn. We'll start with your left side. So look at your left hand and look front, and look left, and look front, and look left, and look front, and look left, and hold, because I have to do that stuff. And now follow your hand and go back. We're going to spin 5 times. Oh, yes, we are. 4 times, 3 times, 2 times, and once. Come back to center. Bring your hands to your hips. Say, I am grounded. I am stable. I am confident. This is where your mantra comes in. When we start to lose our cool, we come back to breath. Now, in time, we'll start talking about our feet a little bit more, but for those of you who are on this call sometime today, I know you're all doing cardio yoga, and you're all going to smart toes. So when you come out of this massive vestibular challenge. Then you grab on, find a focal point, find your breath. They're all anchors. Find your mantra. Come back to who you are. Come back to what you need. It's so cool. So remember we talked about plank being as long as 3 minutes, right? The traditional Five Tibetan Rites, the maximum number of repetitions is 21. We just did 5. Boom. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is set a goal for your right side. Set a goal for the right side. You just did 5. You know how dizzy you felt. You can take plenty of time. I'll give you plenty of time. So set a goal. What does that look like? Maybe 10? Oh my God, whatever it is. It will wait for you. So bring your feet together. Arms wide open. Look to your right and look front. Look to your right and look front. So you can look beyond your thumb. If you've got something beyond that, like diving into yourself, that would be cool. Or you could just look at your thumb. Keep it physical today. That's good. Hold it. Set your goal. You're doing 13. Ready, set, go. Count to yourself. 2. 9. When you're finally there, grab on with your toes. Honey, it's going to be all right. So there are a couple things that happen in this power posture. Now this is scientific, confirmed at Harvard, so it must be true. And first of all, we know this, I know all of you on the call know this, that deep pressure therapy will calm the system. So pressing into yourself, right? You're not like, that would be a different sensation. You're more like, I've got you. Like the deepest hug you give to your kid, you know? Like the deepest hug that I give to my dog. But to you. So you're pressing into yourself and then your elbows are wide and that kind of shows the world a sensation of confidence and ease. And ease. This is super duper confidence. And we've already got those wide legs. Okay, so you're open, you're expansive, you're pressing into yourself. You're reinforcing physically, you're physically manifesting confidence. And that's really good after spinning like a crazy person, right? You come back in and you're like, oh shit, really, what's happening? We're going through that now, aren't we? Sometimes we get the sensation of, whoa, so you just gotta grab on. Stay grounded. So when we do the full sequence in just a little while, as long as 3 minutes in the plank, and then we'll spin to the left, and then we'll spin to the right. And next week, we'll talk about the spinning and why both sides and all that, okay? Spinning and spinning. So number 1 was the plank. Number 2 was wind. Stability, mobility, flexion. It's about time we're gonna get to work. I hope you guys aren't like, oh, I gotta get my workout in. It's Easter Sunday, you're hanging out. Come on down to the floor. So any direction where you can see me, I'm gonna turn sideways for you. Well, I might have to move Foxy Brown. She'll probably get annoyed with me in a few minutes. Let's do this. Okay, so get comfortable for a moment. So a couple different options here. You can bring your hands down by your sides, and that's the traditional posture. Or you can bring your hands a little bit closer together, which will give you a bit of a pad underneath your seat, which is really much more comfortable, but you choose your level based on your ability. And bring your legs up to a tabletop. Okay, so we're starting with super basic, comfortable options. Your hands are supporting you, your spine is long. You lift your shoulders up, okay? So this will be quite a bit of work on your neck. Keep your chin tucked in, lower your shoulders down. Now let's do it again. So curl up and lower down. Now as you curl up, you'll pull your knees in. Okay, so do these with me, just practice. Lots of different options here. You can keep your legs at tabletop. You can drop your feet down by your butt, which I really like. Now, if you want to move on to more advanced and more traditional, you'll lift your straight legs up. Let's hold this one down. Everybody hold. So your knees are bent. Bring your hands by your sides. We're just going to do a little prep and the exercise. Straighten out your legs a lot and squeeze your thighs. Okay, bend. Straighten and bend. It's nice, right? It's nice. It's a nice one. Okay, your goal in this prep work here is to engage your thighs around your knee. Okay, now you decide. You can either land with your feet down or land with your legs up. Choose your level. Hands by your side or underneath your hips for support. Okay, we curl up, and then level 2 and 3, you'll lower your legs. You'll lower down and up and lower down. And I can't say that I've been practicing this exact exercise. So if this is tough for you, I'll tell you, it's tough for me too. And that's all right, because it's only a drill. What do we do during drills? Let's have 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. And relax. Yeah. So roll your body up. Roll your body up. Actually, let's roll back and up a couple times because we've got plenty of time. Back it up. Roll like a ball. Pilates breakthrough exercise. Sit up at the top. Bring your hands into your heart and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Move your air up your spine like a pipe cleaner. Move it down your spine. Inhale and exhale. Really, it's only meant to be 2 breaths. When we do the 15-minute series all together, 2 breaths. You get there, you repeat your mantra, you're like air up, air down, on to the next. See? Now we're kind of taking our time. It's Sunday. Yeah. Okay. So plank, stability, mobility, flexion, now extension. So we arrive up at the top like this. We take our 2 breaths. We roll up to our knees. Okay. So traditional camel, simple. I like it with toes curled under, but that's up to you. If you prefer to keep your feet down, that's good. So when you get up to this posture, you'll place your hands in your lower back. The place that your hands would be if you're pregnant. You need support there. Okay. So once you get your hands there for support, draw your elbows back. Exhale, engage your hips forward, and lift your heart up and drop your head back. So you go back and then relax. Front. How are your knees, by the way? If your knees are a little bit tender, you can, and feel free to do this now. Now would be a good time to do it so you don't need it later. You can just pat up your knees on anything that you have around the house. Right, a pillow, it'll feel so nice. I know you can see that, but just pad your knees. So you curl your toes. We go back, open, and close, and open, and close. It's an easy one, right? Keep going, open and close. So dynamic asana is when we link 2 postures together. Okay, and when you practice dynamic asana like this one, you have the opportunity, if you want it, to just synchronize your breath with the movements. And whichever way you link, whichever way your body tells you you want to synchronize is perfect. You don't have to necessarily worry, which time do I inhale or exhale? That was a lot of these, right? Hold your next one up. Are you looking at me? Did you get bored yet? No. In the next series, in the 15-minute series, you'll do as many as 21. Okay? So here's your other option. Now that you're way open, ready for this. Your other option would be to come back or watch first, squeeze back, and then back and front. So you could squeeze back and forth, or you can lower, lower, up, and up. And then, of course, just like when we did our planks before, you would alternate from the hand. That's a lot to think about during just 21 reps, but We'll break down the poses after a while. You guys will hop in and we'll have conversations about poses. Like when you say, well, what do I do if this hurts my shoulder? What's my modification? You would ask me that either afterwards or one-on-one, or next week when we break down the postures. So that's extension. Whole bunch of mini camels, as many as 21. Now take your seat. Bring your hands to your heart. Sit up tall. Move your air up your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Let go of what doesn't serve you, the byproducts, everything you don't need. Do it again, deep breath in. All your tension and stress, just let it go, let go, let go, let go, let go. Flexion, extension, rotation. Just like that. Okay, so you come out of your posture, out of your 2 breaths. You land here. And then you turn towards the front, towards me. Hi. So many options here. Crossing your legs in an easy seat. If your knees are arthritic or tender, how if they don't want to be here? Extend your legs out. Okay. Now, how are those hips? I know. So you've got the option, when we practice this next exercise, the twisting bind, you have the option to sit on pretty much anything that would lift your hips up off the floor. Okay, then eventually you want to get your knees straight. Some of us have it, some of us don't. You work with what you've got. Now, advanced versions of the posture. You'll take your hands behind you. You'll lift your hips up and forward, and up and forward. So prepping into this posture, right, you've got all of those options. The idea is to make yourself comfortable and then to sit tall. Okay, so reach up. Twist to your right. Place your right hand down behind you. I'll have to show this to you in a second. It's straight. It's like a kickstand. So press your arm down, your hand on your thigh, and twist your lower back, your middle back, and your upper back. And then return to the center. Oh yes, we didn't lift up. Return to the center. Twist, down, exhale. So place your hand at your lower back, exhale your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Return to center reach. Place it down, twist. I can't wait to do these. So keep going right now. A couple things to think about. You'll really want to connect with your breath when you do this posture. And certainly when you twist, that would be a time to exhale. Okay? So just keep going. Take your time and maybe find any variation. If your legs are still bent, right, you can grab onto your thigh and twist really. You've got the option to sit in lotus if you want to sit in lotus or box. Get your hips really far open. See, there are lots of variations to this. So give yourself 2 more. And when I say 2, that means right, then left, right? Not just like individual, because we've got to get both sides of it. Good, and then return into the center. So when you're done twisting, we do 21, so that's 1. It would be right, hold on, right, left, 1, right, left, 2, right, left, 3. Get it? Yeah. As many as you want, up to 21. Now we sit up tall. Come back. Deep breath in. Breath. There are so many of you that are on the call that are returning to this sequence, and I know that it's resonating in such a nice way. Stephanie, you just came up like in a big way, so I hope you're like right there. So you want to feel your breath, hear your breath. Feel it cleaning you, feel it moving up your spine. So that air channel or the wind current, it's called a vayu, right? That's Sanskrit wind current, essentially. And there are so many different wind currents. This is about the easiest one. It's easy to imagine up and down. And it's such a good cleaner, like the jacks. See what I mean? I hope so. Take it in, take it out. So good. Okay. Stability, mobility, flexion, extension, rotation. This is called rising lava. So we finish up here, right? Twisted, twisted. We have our 2 breaths. Then you would take your feet out in front of you. I'm going to turn. Feet out in front of you. Let's remember alignment engagement for this one. Okay, super important. Your middle toe should be forward, and your knees, when you lift up, need to track over in the same direction as your middle toe. Okay, so if you notice, it's really common to see like our knees drop in a little bit. You know, sometimes people like drop their knees out. Just stay aligned. Okay, alignment. Next part of the alignment is to get your hips up. So you want to squeeze your booty and lift your hips as high as your knees. Okay, so that's one part of the engagement. The next part, draw your navel in. Draw your navel in. So support. Posture will be strong and steady. Rotate your shoulders out. Now, this is a good time to kind of play around with your hand placement. Okay, what's going on with your shoulders? What can they handle? I've got another version for those of you who are like, my shoulders can't handle this. Don't worry. I'll get you there. Okay, so you lift, lift, lift. Maybe you drop your head back. I don't love doing that every time, but you might like. And then bring your hips down. Okay, so do that again a few more times and just feel it out. Make the micro adjustments in your hands. Now, if your shoulder absolutely cannot handle this, then you're going to stay down on the ground. We wouldn't want you to miss out on the butt work, right? The booty work. So you lift your hips up, body's in a straight line. It's all core, essentially, is what it is. Above and below your lower back, right? In front and behind. So engage and then down. And engage and then down. Okay, so our level 1 students are down on the ground. Our level 2 students are lifting up. Our level 3 students, when you come down, you're going to bring your butt right to your hands. You're going to slide it back. It's forward and back. And level, what are we up to now? I don't know, because I've got such a wide range on this class today. Level 3, you want to pike up. Now, I would suggest synchronizing your breath for your movements. Keep going, okay? So each time you lift up, regardless of which position you're in, each time you lift up, your knees are tracking over toes. You engage your seat and your core, right? You relax through your breath and let go of what you don't need, yeah? And then you lower down. Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1, because you gotta get your workout in, right? And then you have a seat, so you just finish up here. You cross your legs forward, keep your legs out, whatever. Hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale, move your air up. Exhale, move your air. How you feeling? So the last exercise is water. Okay, because we just got on fire. That was rising lava was the last one. You got it right. Rising lava. And then the last one is waves. It's the water elements. It should feel like flow. It should feel like relaxation. There's definitely a place for you to like pound out some reps because that feels good. But it's about a flow. Okay, so vinyasa is to place in an intentional way. Okay, that's what vinyasa is. And by being absolutely intentional, then you've got the flow. Right? Sacred geometry, everything is very intentional. When it's very intentional, it connects to everything that's bigger. So that's why we take, 45 minutes to break down 7 exercises. And we haven't even scratched the surface yet. It's so much more than just the physical, what we're doing right now. And when you can allow yourself the quiet time to understand it, everything changes. So water, okay, hold on. So we're here, and then we'll cross our ankles. This is just the transition. We cross our ankles and roll forward. I know you've been dying to get upside down. I know you have. So here it is for you. Here it is. Oh, by the way, I should have told you this from the beginning. So the two add-ons that I gave you today were the plank and twisting bind, the twisting exercise. I just really think it's critical that we twist. If we're going to do a little sequence of exercises, gotta get that in there. Now, is it going to throw off our energetic flow? Possibly. You know, if we were to bring this sequence to like a Himalayan shaman, who knows? They're pretty traditional. They might be like, oh, you know, you'll mess yourself up. You have to decide. From a physical perspective, I agree with it. We can talk about that forever, right? The last exercise is weights. Take your hands wide, curl your toes under, and press into downward facing dog. Drop your head a lot. Paddle your hips from side to side. Enjoy being upside down. So acknowledge and observe what's happening right now. The blood flow, the blood is starting to pool in your head. Feels a little bit uncomfortable, huh? Like pressure. This is what pressure and anxiety, high blood pressure feel like physically. So feel that, recognize it, observe it. Now use your exhales like water to just put it out. See how that is? That's all you want to do. So you're still hanging upside down. What's really beautiful about being upside down is in this place, now you're starting to channel, pool, flow your gut feelings, right, from your gut, through your heart into your brain. That will pass the blood-brain barrier, right? It's neurological, so it's got feelings that are now coming and meeting with your intellectual mind. So I would say trust your gut, especially if you're eating healthy food, if you're eating bad food. But for now, just maybe that's too much for right now. I don't want to scare you. Okay, now lots of downward facing dog. You feel good. Take your feet hip distance apart. Find a plank position. Okay, now gentle, slowly engage your seat. Press your heart forward. Press your heart forward. Lift your eyes up. Lift your eyes up. Now you've got the option, level 3, to flip your toes so that you're on tops of your feet. Please lift your thighs up off the floor. Reach your heart forward. This is called Bhujangasana, the cobra pose, or upward facing dog. A little bit different. The thighs up off the floor. Now flip your toes and press back. And forward. Inhaling and exhaling, and there are your waves. Okay, so you've got the options to flip your toes or not. Now, if this is really not something that your body's enjoying today, then cat and cow work great in place of downward and upward facing dog. Just keep going. Now, I would encourage you, please, to close your eyes and connect your breath to your movement. You can take as much time as you like. And everyone, hold the next one up. Up. So if you're going to be on your hands and your feet, okay, if you're doing upward and downward dog, then your last one will be here in downward dog, and then you'll lower to your knees. Then we'll all come back, bring our hands to our hearts. Now close your eyes. Feel your vibration. And notice that you're different than you were before. Deep breath in. Exhale, exhale. One more time, please. Deep breath. What do you think? I think that's your comment. Nope, that's enough. Okay, so there you go. That is the 7 steps to willpower. We used to, in our sequence, the 7 steps to willpower, we used to say, today I will. But now I'm shifting my thought on the leaping forward to the future kind of thing. I think we need to be right here, right now. In the beginning of our practice together, I think we should each just choose a mantra that needs to resonate with us really well today. And after that, we'll start to kind of steer our mantras together because we have a whole week of exercise together, right? Uh-oh, it's a cough. So now we're going to practice together. I hope you had access to the playlist today. If not, if you want to grab some music right now, you can. Go to my Facebook page, Stacey Lee Krause. It's on the website. And for the members, all the members that are on the call, it's linked on the members page, so you can click on that and take some water and get myself set up, and then we've got 15 minutes to like rock it out together. It'll be fun. Are you guys ready for a 3-minute plank? Good Lord. Okay, so this is my music. Let's work with the devices. Yep. Sorry guys for all this. Don't go too far. Don't check your phone. I know it looks like I'm checking my phone, but I'm not. Come on, 7 steps. Okay, hopefully you have the playlist because it looks like I don't. I'm gonna pause this recording for just a second. Thanks for your patience. I hope you have the playlist. I think playlist is a big part of kind of what we do, especially when we're quiet with ourselves. So in any event, Awake and Alive is the first song. So if you have access to that, set it to Awake and Alive just for a moment. We'll come down to the ground, and I've got 3 minutes of plank. Whoa, are y'all still there? Eek. Seriously, come on back. Because now we're gonna, this is exactly how you would feel during your day, right? Where you're like, oh man, I know I've got to get the 15 minutes done. Oh, but I don't want to. But it's only 15 minutes, guys. Just a little bit every day can change your body and your energy. So fight that urge to stay still and come on over and move here with me. The first exercise is a stability exercise. You don't even have to move. If you have your music with you, we're starting up on sitting on wings right now. Sitting on wings. Come to your knees, please. Are you ready for this? We're going to do this together. Start. You're up. I hope you're playing this music loud. I have to play this for you. Oh my gosh. 44 seconds, guys, in plank. I didn't leave you. I got caught up on music. Oh. 53 seconds, 55 seconds. So this is the drill, right? We might not always have music. 1 minute. So are you still holding on? And how have you adjusted? Maybe lowering to your elbows, right? Maybe lowering to your knees. Maybe you took a break. The goal would be eventually, and I would say by June, many of you that are on this call can easily get yourself to a 3-minute plank by June. That would be a nice goal, right? So you're at 120 now, 120. And I'm still with you. I am. 130. So 1 minute and 30 seconds is a very respectable place to start, halfway towards your goal, right? 1 minute, 30 seconds. Maybe you started off with, Gabby, actually, I'm thinking about, you probably started with 30 seconds. And that's a really good place for you, considering what your body's been through. Right? So you have to give allowances and be okay and not push yourself. Hey guys, we're reaching the 2-minute mark right now. So if 2 minutes is just your baseline, that's a great way to start. That's an amazing place to start. And you're probably, for sure, I know, you're probably shaking right now, right? You're shaking. I wish I was shaking now. I have to do another 2.5 minute plank later. But right now we're at 2:19. So things to think about. Keep your position strong through alignment and engagement and comfortable with your breath. So that's 2 minutes, 30 seconds. How are we doing so far? Yeah, I know, it's not easy. And you're staying with yourself and you're staying with your breath. Your core is strong and you're easy. And I've got you and you've got me. Babe, you know what I mean? 10 seconds left. Keep breathing with yourself. Keep exhaling for 4, for 3, for 2, and bend your knees. Come back to child's pose. You can stay here or roll up. Close your eyes, bring your hands to your heart. Please take a deep breath in. And an even longer exhale. Deep breath in. Well, all right, come on up. Right, number 2, take your arms out long. Look towards your left hand. Think, how many turns have you got? As many as 21. Ready, set, go. Make sure you count. Superhero pose. So normally what I'll do during that time is I'll set a given amount of time, probably 45 seconds for you to do as many turns as you want to, as many as 21. Are you ready to do the right side? Look towards your right hand, ready, set, and go. Count your reps. How'd you do? Stability, mobility, plank, wind. Now flexion. Flexion, come on down. Woohoo, is it exciting? Maybe not exciting. Sometimes it's more exciting with music. Really meant to be with yourself. Remember, it's just 7 exercises. So decide the posture that you'll be working with. If your legs are straight, you should do a couple of these. And then set your hands up. And you're off 21 repetitions. Draw your knees into your chest. Rock forward and back a few times. Forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. How are you doing? Flexion? How do you feel? It's an exploration of something new, right? You can see. We'll be adding all sorts of variations to allow you to get through your movements with me together. Feeling good. Extension. Flexion, extension. Hands at your lower back. Exhale, press your hips forward, lean back. So we'll do as many as 21. Okay? nice practicing the repetition, isn't it? It's very meditative. So once this becomes a moving meditation, things will change. Flexion, extension, rotation. Find your spot. You might need your little bolster. Sit up tall. Reach up, and you're off. Move the ear up. And right down, let go of what you don't need. Do you see what a cleansing effect this series has? It's amazing. And listen, folks, over the next couple of weeks, just let me know how you'd like me to coach you. I feel like I've talked a whole lot for 55 minutes. I wanted you to just be with me, but if you need more, I'll give you more. But doesn't it feel good? We've got 2 more left. Ready? Rising lava. Ready? 21 times. Make it happen, baby. That was the fire. We finish up with water. Waves. Cross your ankles. Roll forward. Place your palms down. Curl your toes under. Lift up and press. 21 times. That's 1. Bring yourself back when you're ready. Each time you practice will feel different. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Breath in. Exhale and let it go. Imagine just 7 simple exercises. Practice as a ritual daily. What if it really is about you? What if it does have the ability to cleanse and heal and reinvigorate and balance your chakras, your energy centers, regardless if you're in the Himalayan mountains or the Rocky Mountains or in New York City, India, in Italy, in the UK, wherever you are, an ancient ritual should be attended to, I think. So I hope you enjoyed this series. And I will probably be back next Sunday teaching the same one until we start to build upon it. Let me know what you need. I'd love to answer your questions, and I'll turn the recording on and get some questions afterwards. But for everybody out there, happy Easter, happy Sunday. Treat yourself, love yourself, and thank you for letting me do what I do.